If I were to show you this pair of New Balance 574s, you'd probably think that they were any old general release pair from your local shoe retailer. But what if I told you that these were unique from any of the pairs you'd find at your local Foot Locker, Champs, or Finish Line? I'll spare you guys the questions, and by the title you know that this pair of New Balances I have for you is a sample pair of the 574 model. A sample pair of sneakers can exist for something as simple as it being a colorway on a common model that hasn't been released to the masses just yet. Or maybe even it's just one off the production line with some inconsistencies with quality. And in taking a look at this pair of 574s and seeing that they are readily purchasable in virtually any store right now at the time of making this video, it's safe to assume that my pair of 574s definitely fits this idea of being first off the production line or something like that. Starting at the sizing tag, you could find a lot of valuable information, with the first thing being the October 2018 production date. Additionally, you could find some indicators of these being samples through the SS on the size boxes. Sneaker samples usually come in a generic size, typically a US size 9, which these are around the realm of. While on the topic of indicating that these are samples, you have a dead giveaway with the stamp that says, sample, not for resale. This is the most ironic thing because usually samples are resold by either brands or any regular seller on the internet, sneakerhead or not. Finally getting to the shoes themselves, there is nothing that indicates this pair as a dud. Maybe the slight bleeding of red on the tongue tag may be considered a quality defect, but otherwise this pair passes in my book. The overlays of mediocre light gray suede feel just as I would expect given the suggested $80 retail price on these. Beyond that, the blue mesh feels decent. I don't feel any easy rips or tears to happen to these anytime soon. And then going down to the midsole, the Team Red really just makes this sneaker pop. You know these are comfortable given the end cap technology on the midsole to close out the sneaker. And after thoroughly looking at the shoes, I really have no complaints on this pair. The only thing that has me hanging on to them is that they have this slight quirk to them, and that is them being samples. I have so many New Balances in my rotation right now, especially 574s, I plan on storing these away for now. They'll never increase in value, but it'll just be one of those things where I pull them out in a few years and it'll be just something different to wear. And before I close out the video, I just wanted to touch on a few more points when it comes to sneaker samples. In my mind, there are two classifications of sneaker samples, with the first one being the classification that my 574s fit into. Oftentimes sample pairs like these end up at clearance sales or at outlets and off-price department stores like Marshall's or Ross, or even as display models in store. On the other hand, sneaker samples can often be prototypes of a model that haven't quite been released to the masses just yet. Sneaker samples are often created for athletes or public figures to have a specific model by the brand. Sneakers in this realm are nearly impossible to get your hands on and are sought after by sneaker collectors, so inherently go for large sums of money. I blame brands like Adidas and Nike who created this desire for sneaker samples. I mean enough to have me raving over these New Balance 574s. But anyway, that wraps it up for this video. What do you think of this sample pair of the New Balance 574s I bought? Do you own a pair of sneaker samples? I'd love to read about all of it in the comment section below. If you're liking the content I'm putting out, please drop a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching, and please stay tuned for more content.